Hi, we're here again at the Pi Live studio, and I'm with Claire Piela from Common Purpose in the UK. And you've just come off the stage. It sounds like you've had a wonderful conversation. It'd be great to let people know a little bit about what you're speaking with. But do you want to just tell us very quickly about a little bit about Common Purpose, and then we'll kind of move on to what you've just been discussing.
Yeah, thanks. So Common Purpose are an international non-profit leadership development organisation, particularly working across boundaries. One of the boundaries that we're particularly passionate about is how do we help to build bridges from education kind of into employment and really support students in a way that's inclusive. So one of our kind of big verticals is in international education.
Sorry, and just in terms of that conversation that you've, no, that's all right. So in terms of the conversation you've been having, what were some of the kind of like key takeaways or like, yeah, the really interesting insights that it wasn't just you speaking obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, so what we dug into was how might we reimagine skills development, so thinking about how do we prepare students for such an unknown future, and of course the future's always been unknown, but particularly given the pace of change, kind of the emergence of technology, just thinking about that context that we know we're in. So we unpicked that context a little bit, asked about what is the big why, what are some of those kind of mega trends, and then we particularly looked at, well, what are some of those skills? So things like how do we help students to learn and relearn, to develop that learner mindset? We know that they're purpose-driven, so how do they translate purpose and passion into something meaningful? And we help them to do that. We talked about, genuine agility and what does that look like for students and how do they practice it? And we also talked about the different what's happening in from employer perspective. So how this kind of the emergence of soft skills into core skills. So essentially we're no longer talking about soft skills. These are, in a world of AI, the most important skills. So it's about how do we help students to develop those. And we also talked about what are some of the best ways that we can help students to develop those, and the fact that all experiences are valid, and the most important thing is how we help students to translate those experiences.
Okay, it's fascinating. And what do you think about, I mean, how's your experience been of the Pi Live in terms of, connecting with other people and sort of working around ideas around what you've just been discussing?
Yeah, I mean, love Pi Live for the fact that I think you get a really diverse mix of people who are quite up for an edgy conversation about the future, and quite up for being provocative and kind of challenging. And we saw that in our session. People perhaps going to comments and questions that felt quite provocative. But I think it's that safe environment that enables people to have what are often tough conversations, and that's what I enjoy, just on the one-on-ones. And you see that in the sessions as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. I'm glad you've enjoyed the event so far, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow probably. Okay, lovely. Okay, thank you.